Hello sa mga listeners ng Kung Ano Man 'To, welcome back sa Kung Ano Man 'To. And nag-video episode na ako for like 2 times in a row. So far sa episode na 'to, we're just gonna do a light one. Something short since I did 2 long videos so far. So para sa episode na 'to, let's make it short. Well, not really short. Tignan natin kung gaano kahaba abutin natin dito. And camera off. Kasi naki-curious ako and I wanna see how I perform. I mean like how I speak sa podcast with a camera on versus without a camera on. Kasi having the camera on your face while you share your thoughts, that like it can affect how you speak. Kasi you feel as if people are watching. I mean, people are watching, but when you do a podcast without a camera, it feels like it's just you and your thoughts. So let's give it a try. And I want to say how I fucking perform with or without a camera. And I don't know why I'm doing an accent or what accent I'm doing, but fuck it, man. Like, let's get into it. So, for today's episode, we're gonna be talking about ano ba ang difference ng matalino sa madaming alam. Kasi like malaking part ng Filipino culture kasi na like sample natataasan ka ng isang tao or nalalamangan ka pagdating sa batuhan ng batuhan ng ng kaalaman. Usually kasi pagka natataasan ng isang tao, ang pang-comeback na lang na ibibigay is, "Oy, di ikaw na matalino." So, first of all, that's a very thought. I sound so nerdy. Actually, pero first of all, that's like a really toxic habit. Kasi instead of admitting defeat and being like, okay, sige, tama ka sa part na yan. Sige, tama ka. Instead of being humble and admitting when somebody one-ups you and just taking the L, you instead try to make the other person feel bad for knowing a lot and trying to make it seem as being smart is really, really bad. Like pinagmumukha mong, "Oh sige, 'di ikaw na matalino." Like pinagmumukha mong masama yung kabilang tao even though they're just correcting you or maybe sadyang madami na talaga silang alam sa'yo. In those cases, please people, let's abandon the ikaw na matalino mentality kasi it's really not doing anything for our whole shebang. So ayun. Okay, sorry, something just popped up in my head and naisip ko lang, kaya ko rin ginawang non-video podcast episode 'tong episode na 'to kasi I wanna see if video podcasts do better than traditional audio-only podcast. Kasi chineck ko yung statistics ko and yung mga nagta-top 10 episodes ko, usually yung naka-video podcasts. So far, all my video podcasts have been topping the charts except dun sa manliligaw nag-send ng CP. Pero granted, I just released that nung Saturday and it's still cooking. So let's see pa where it goes. I'll update you guys sa statistics ng podcast as we go along through this podcasting journey. Pero anyways, I digress. What was I saying? Ayun, katalinuhan. So, para sa akin kasi, okay, when people say kasi somebody's smart, usually they picture na somebody na maraming alam, somebody na mabilis makaintindi, somebody well-spoken, somebody na kaya mag-present ng ideas ng maayos. Pero for me, being smart is it's more of it's a very generalized spectrum. I wouldn't say it's as big of a spectrum as sexuality is, pero it can be broken down into a few parts. It's not you can just say na matalino and then that's that kasi there's like being matalino is like much more diverse than just the term matalino. Kasi here's the thing, you can be creative and considered smart. You can be very well spoken and you can be considered smart. You can be a person na maraming alam and you can be considered smart, and you can also be a person na wala masyadong alam pero ang bilis makaintindi. You can also be considered as smart. Like it can be broken down into a few more parts. Kaya smart doesn't always mean just one thing. It can also mean a plethora of things. It can mean yun na nga, it can mean that you're very creative in the realm of like content creation. Like let's say na ano, in the world of painting, drawing, and stuff like that, marami kang nabubuga. You're a very creative person, madali sa'yo mag-come up ng original ideas. Some people can consider you smart, pero to me, I consider you creative. And sometimes being well-spoken is referred to as being matalino, pero for me, being well-spoken is being well-spoken. Like, it boils down to a lot of other factors to consider. Pero for me, being matalino, being smart, it can be broken down into two categories. You can either be a knowledgeable person or somebody who's smart. Ayun. That's how I break it down. And for me kasi, when somebody knows a lot of things, I wouldn't consider them smart. Kasi my criteria for what defines a smart person is different from what defines a knowledgeable person. Being knowledgeable and being smart are two totally different things. And here's why. Kasi may mga tao na maraming alam. As in, maraming alam. Like, you ask them about anything, may mabibigay sila sa'yo. And may times na yung mga tao na yun, na maraming alam sa maraming mga bagay, about sa iba't ibang shit, kapag tatanungin mo sila ng, example, situational question regarding dun sa bagay na alam nila, hindi nila nasasagot ng maayos. Kasi they're more on familiar, like they're like their brain capacity is more on, by the way, I am not a neurologist nor am I a psychiatrist, so I am not a professional. This is all purely from observation and opinionated. Pero back to what I was saying, people who are very knowledgeable does not always mean na they can interpret information quickly. For me kasi, I consider a smart person a person who can quickly and effectively absorb information and apply the information na na-learn nila. So, a person that can easily attain information from a plethora of sources can sometimes have a hard time of utilizing and applying those knowledges. For me, I would consider those people knowledgeable people. I wouldn't go as far as to say that they're not smart. They can also be smart, but they're more knowledgeable than they are smart. You see the difference? Kasi a smart person can be smart, yes, but they can also be not knowledgeable. What do I mean by that? Like, let's say a person, magaling sila makapag-intindi ng mga bagay-bagay. Like, they really, really do. Like, explain a concept in one sentence, and then they will pretty much get the entire thing. Pero ask them to relate it to other things, they might struggle for a bit, but I think that they would like their capacity, like, I'm gonna slow down. Their critical thinking skills will definitely translate to situational questions, and they will probably find an object to relate the question to. And that's because they're smart. They're critical thinkers, they're fast thinkers, and they absorb information quickly. But they may not necessarily know a lot about a lot of things. That's what I consider somebody who's smart pero hindi knowledgeable. Like, mabilis sila makaintindi, pero ask them about something, they may not completely have something to offer. Like, for example, ask an honor student about anime culture, for example. Pero like, let's say that this person is like not into anime, they will probably not have anything to contribute to the conversation nor comment. If they were to comment on the conversation, it would be purely be from observation and from theoretical ideas. Pero they wouldn't be able to contribute much information to the conversation rather than they would be like they would probably just only contribute observation and commentary kasi they're not knowledgeable dun sa topic na yun. But a person who's knowledgeable pero hindi smart, if we put them in that conversation about anime culture, they would they would probably be able to contribute information like lore, context, storylines. They would contribute those informations dun sa conversation na yun kasi knowledgeable sila. But when asked on opinions, yeah, they will probably be able to lay down their opinions kasi nga they're well versed in that culture. Pero give them a question where they have to apply critical thinking, like a theoretical idea or a situational idea rooted in the real world. They might take a bit to come up with an answer since they're more knowledgeable than they are smart. All this to say na for me, different ang knowledgeable na person sa smart person. And we can't really say na a knowledgeable person is matalino kasi let's say marami nga siyang alam, pero hirap siyang umintindi ng basic concepts. And we can say na a smart person is smart, pero hindi sila knowledgeable. Meaning wala silang masyadong background knowledge within a certain topic. But I would probably say na being a smart person is better than being a knowledgeable person kasi if you put a smart person in any situation, they would be able to to adapt given like despite the fact na wala sila masyadong knowledge within that topic. But being a knowledgeable person, if you put them in any situation, they would probably most likely have information about that situation. Pero when it comes to applying those informations, they might struggle. So, my definition kasi of a smart person is a person that can easily understand, comprehend, interpret, and apply in information into a certain scenario or in general. And a knowledgeable person is somebody who knows a lot. Is being a knowledgeable person bad? Hell the fuck no. Pero yung kanina, yung examples ko kanina, I took both being knowledgeable and being smart to two extremes. And not gonna lie, knowledgeable people are most likely smart people then. It just so happens that they are more knowledgeable than they are smart. Kasi how would they have been able to absorb so much knowledge if they weren't if they weren't smart in the first place? Yeah, most knowledgeable people that I know in my life are actually smart people. But it just so happens that some people are smarter and that's okay. Pero yan, that's how I define a smart person. Will distinguish a smart person from a knowledgeable one. God, I am my vocabulary and how I speak, I stutter a lot. Now I'm thinking like in the past few episodes, I wonder if the listening experience have declined since my first few episodes. My first few episodes were just purely audio. Was that a better experience or was the video era a better experience? Wah, my era na. Well, 1 month pa nga lang nagpa-podcasting. Pero, ayan. I digress. Okay. So, is it totally impossible for a knowledgeable person to be smart? Ganun na ba? Like, when you're born, you're either a knowledgeable person or a smart person and then there's no coming back? Hell no. I mean, like, people, if you're more on the knowledgeable side, that's 100% okay. Nothing wrong with being knowledgeable. Being knowledgeable does not mean that you're a dumbass. No. I'm just, categorizing people by which is, kung ano sa dalawa yung mas lamang. Are you more knowledgeable or are you more smart? That's my thing. And is it totally impossible for somebody knowledgeable to be smart? Hell no. You can use the knowledge that you already know and learn how to apply them. Like the difference between Okay, one of the biggest distinguishers between smart people and knowledgeable people is knowledgeable people have a hard time translating and applying the information that they know into practice. These people are probably the type na magme-memorize ng libro, magme-memorize ng pointers, pero 'pag dinala mo sa real world scenario kung saan nag-a-apply yung mga knowledge na memorize nila, hindi nila naa-apply. You get what I'm trying to say? And smart people are the type to understand the concepts rather than memorizing the word and its definition. Rather than memorizing it, they would rather understand the concept of the word or the idea na they need for a quiz. They analyze and understand how it is rather than memorizing it and really sinking it in word for word. Rather than doing it word for word, it's concept by concept, it's idea by idea. Para that way, when they're placed in a scenario, any scenario relating to that topic or idea, nasanay na they picked up the knowledge by putting it in various scenarios. So when placed in that scenario, they're familiar with it because that's how they learned it. But a knowledgeable person, when you put them in a written quiz with multiple choices, they would most likely get a really high grade because that's how they learned it. They learned it by learning the word for word, definition by definition. But when a knowledgeable person is placed in a quiz where the questions are more situational, they would most likely have a harder time getting a high score kasi it's situational. In those scenarios kasi, you have to use your critical thinking skills to analyze and break down the question to see which answer applies the most. And they tend to struggle with that, but I doubt that they would fail because they're well versed in that topic. But they would have a harder time with situational quizzes rather than multiple choice quizzes, is what I observed. So, kung i-relate natin tong context na to of my definition of a matalino person in the real world, how are knowledgeable people and smart people cultivated? Like what course of what course does a person's life have to take for them to end up being a smart person rather than a knowledgeable person? I hope that this episode is making sense, and I hope that it's not too confusing for my listeners to follow. I know that I can be a nerd. I can be a huge humongous Simon from Alvin and the Chipmunks level of nerd, but I digress. It's what you get when you come here sa kung ano man to. One day you're listening to a very traumatic letter from a listener. Then you can be listening to horror stories with morbid descriptions. And then you can also end up listening to me yap about what my definition of a smart person is and how knowledgeable and being smart are two completely different things. I don't even know if knowledgeable is a word that people commonly use. I just started using it once I realized. But once I came up with this idea of mine. But anyways, nga pala, I just wanna give some context kung saan ko nakuha itong idea na 'to. I got this idea from my friend, si Ben. Um, yung student siya nung senior high and Maudi ako noon, ICT para sa mga hindi taga STI. And magkabilang kami, we're from different strands pero tuwing vacant, we geek the fuck out about a lot of nerdy topics because he's the bookish type, photography and drawing type, which I can relate naman. And we just bounce well off of one another. So this idea came from him kasi we had this conversation once during nung nagbibigay na yata ng mga grades yung mga naka-honors and shit. And then he asked me, "Para sa'yo, ano ba ang matalinong tao?" And that's when it clicked. Para sa'kin, it's either like being like porket marami kang alam sa isang bagay, that doesn't instantly make you smart. It means na magaling ka mag-memorize at ano, mag-absorb. Gano'n din naman for smart people, but it just so happens that smart people are mas magaling mag-apply and yeah, mag-apply ng knowledge. So, kung ano, let's talk about the school system. So, a lot of students, they complain na okay, we're medyo lalayo tayo sa initial idea na what's the difference between knowledgeable and smart. Dalhin natin sa ano, sa real world scenario. Sa school, people like ang may 3 major subjects kasi sa elementary school is math, science, and English of course, and then extracurriculars yung Filipino, MAPE, and whatsoever. May MAPE pa rin ba ngayon? May TLE na eh. TLE pinampalit sa may ESP dati. Pero ayun, TLE, other shit, extracurriculars na yun. Pero ang main subject is English, math, and science. English is like a necessary thing to learn kasi basic communication na yan. And sadly for us Filipinos, Filipino is not a universal language, nor will it be a language used in other countries unless by a unless sa mga kapwa Pilipino. And yeah, we have to learn English. Like it's a basic need sa generation ngayon and sa country na 'to kasi ang hirap maghanap ng trabaho pagka hindi ka marunong mag-Ingles. I swear. So, kung hirap ka sa English, alam kong nakakatamad at saka ang hirap aralin kasi ang daming mga other shits na kailangan mo intindihin. Pero you have to if you want a great career kasi mas madali makahanap ng trabaho kapag marunong mag-English. I digress. So that's just an example of why learning English is great. Science is great kasi dito nate-test yung ano, how well you absorb and apply knowledge in a more scientific way. Um, this is where ano, creativity sparks sa science, not gonna lie. Kasi yeah, you see how life works, how your body works, and then you slowly start to question everything. And science is low key becomes the root of philosophy for a lot of kids, and I like that. And ayan, science. It Yeah, it's more on knowledge talaga. How Okay, so English is how you understand, knowledge is how you absorb information, and math is how you apply the ano, information. So much of math is actually just about application. That's why math is always used sa mga IQ tests kasi like it's such a good way to measure how well a person can interpret and apply knowledge, how well a person can use their critical thinking skills to find an exact answer for a question that requires exactly that, an exact answer. So ayun na nga, that's why ano, math, science, and English yung major subjects natin kasi English nga is how you express the ideas that go in your head, and science is more concerned with giving you knowledge and fueling your creativity, and math is more on application and how you apply the knowledge that you learn. And so much of what we learn from these three subjects during elementary, we use until college and until we die. I mean, math, subtraction, and I guess, graph, yung pagga-graph, pwede siya sa carpentry or like, basta you'll use it until you die. And then when you go to high school, these three subjects become extremely diverse na and a lot more specific. And a lot of teenagers and college students and adults. complain kung bakit pa raw pinag-aaralan ng algebra kung hindi mo naman gagamitin sa real world. We've all heard this shit before, and of course everybody has expressed their ano expressed their frustrations when it comes sa sabihan na 'to kasi it is kinda true naman. I mean, kailan mo ba gagamitin ang logarithmic formula sa totoong buhay? Probably not, 'di ba? Unless engineering ka, and even if engineering ka, you probably won't encounter that problem in a monthly or even a yearly basis. So, why do we need to understand and really internalize that knowledge if we won't even use it in the real world? I mean, let's take for example, yeah, why the fuck do we need to do that? Isn't that just kind of a waste of time and energy and money? Para sa akin, learning how chemistry works, learning algebra, learning how to do your taxes. I mean, learning how to do your taxes, everybody views it as a good thing. Pero ang algebra at saka algebra and chemistry and other topics na masakit sa ulo, para sa akin, not gonna lie, I think it's great na inaaral natin yun. Kasi, oo, hindi mo nga siya gagamitin in the real world. Yes, I get that. Pero, when you reach high school kasi, your brain is at a state where it can now comprehend a lot more information as opposed to the level na you could comprehend doong elementary. And it would be so stupid for the school system to just keep feeding you the same elementary shit kung mas kaya mo pang umintindi ng mga mas malalalim na topics. Eh di hindi nag-develop yung utak mo. Eh di hindi ka nasanay na mag-comprehend ng mga complex instructions. In other words, mabobobo ka kung hindi mo aaralin yung mga topics na 'to. Kasi like think of these topics as a mental gym for your brain. If you don't take your brain to the gym, that sounded kind of Indian. If you don't take your brain to the gym, but if you don't break, sorry, if you don't break, if you don't, uh, I'm sorry, may naalala lang ako na friend. She does not listen to this podcast, but if you're listening, bro, you're probably laughing your ass off right now. Pero ayun, alright, dalhin natin sa physical. Like, if you don't bring your body to the gym, masasanay siya na na surface level actions ang yung ginagawa niya. Like, actions that don't require a fuck ton of muscle. Like, everyday mundane stuff. Typing on your keyboard, driving your car, cooking, cleaning the house. Those tasks don't really need a super jacked body. Pero let's say ang trabaho mo is kargador ka. Like, hindi naman kargador yung nagsasabi ng 'di ba, nung mga sasakay and shit. Eh, di tigabuhat, let's say tigabuhat ka, you need to expose your body to frequent levels of stress para that way, the next time you encounter that, you can it won't be hard for your body to perform well kasi your body gets used to the pressure na it constantly goes through. The same goes with your brain. If you repeatedly put your brain in situations where it has to comprehend complex problems, it will eventually learn how to solve those complex problems with ease. And soon, if you keep doing it enough, your brain doesn't just get better at solving certain specific formulas. They get better at recognizing patterns, and it familiarizes itself with this process. And then in turn, that process can be translated to other forms of knowledge, making it easier for you to comprehend, in turn, making it easier for you to be smart. You get where I'm segueing? Kaya kapag nasanay ka na palagi kang nagso-solve ng algebraic na na questions, masasanay yung brain mo na mag-comprehend ng formulas, and then kapag yung brain mo sanay mag-comprehend ng formulas at saka sanay na siya mag-apply ng ng logic sa formulas into other numbers and other variables, chances are if you put your brain through a different set of problems, they will probably perform the same kahit na wala ka masyadong alam in that field. Kasi your brain is becoming more and more used to familiarizing and solving problems. The more it gets used to that, the better it performs in the long run. And the great thing about constantly pushing your brain to its limits, you become like it lasts for life as long as you keep doing that. Kaya life is like a continuous learning process. Kaya I love the fact na DepEd makes their teachers take an exam every few years kasi teaching is not just you learn it once then you teach it for the rest of your life. No, teaching is a continuous learning process until you die, and it's great na DepEd supports that idea. But anyways, I digress. What the fuck was I saying? Um, ayun, understanding shit. So, ayun na nga. The more you put your brain through the process, the better it gets at it. Kaya don't complain if you have to understand. If passing an exam about algebra is part of your curriculum, don't complain kasi it's good for your brain. That rhymes. That rhymes. May mga tao na nagsasabi na, kung paulit-ulit mong sinasagad yung utak mo, matatanga ka niyan. Kung ilalagay natin yung logic na yun sa pagwo-workout, malamang kung paulit-ulit ka nagfi-50 kg, hanggang 25 ka pa lang, chances are magiging sore yung muscles mo. As in, you're gonna be sore ta's hindi ka makakapag-workout ng ilang days kasi sinagad mo yung katawan mo. If you put that same logic into brains, kung sinagad mo yung utak mo, like, di mo pa nga nasisimulan yung handout 1 pero nag-skip ka na agad sa handout 5 o kaya pinagsabay-sabay mo yung handout 1 to 5, chances are, hindi kakayanin ng brain mo. And then you're gonna, like, have like a few days to recover from that. Pero never stop trying to fill your brain up with knowledge, mga tao. Kasi, ayun, para that way, hindi lang maraming alam, pero maraming kayang alamin. That's what I advise. This rant is extremely unstructured and we are going every fucking where. I went into this blind, pero I'm enjoying exploring this idea with you guys. So, ano ma-advice ko sa mga tao? Like, let's say you're not smart, you're also not knowledgeable. What do you do? Do you want to be smart or knowledgeable ba? If you want to be, which I do advise na you are, pero I'm not saying na may tanga at may bobo. Sinabi yun dati ng teacher ko nung senior high. Walang tanga at walang bobo. Kasi like let's say bobo ka sa isang larangan, that doesn't mean na bobo ka na sa lahat ng mga larangan. Like let's say tanga ka sa isang topic, pero sa ibang topic mas maalam ka. Not one person is tanga sa isang topic tas automatic tanga na sa lahat. That doesn't fucking exist. I don't think na walang tanga. Well, oh my God. Yung mga tao na nakikinig sa podcast na 'to, nakilala talaga ako in the real world. Siguro tinatawanan ako right now kasi alam nila kung paano ako magalit sa mga tao na nakakatanga. Okay, fine, sige. Okay, sige, fine. Like nakikita ko kayo, jino-judge niyo ako, sige. Sige, 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 hindi ako magpapaka-hipokrito, sige. I admit, naniniwala nga ako na walang taong tanga, pero napakadaming taong nakakatanga, like, putang ina, you're so fucking stupid, like, I get that. That's kind of ano, that's very judgmental of me to say, pero let's admit it, fellow listeners. You know that one person or those persons in your life na talagang nakakatanga talaga, na talagang mapapatanong ka talaga kung totoo bang walang tanga sa mundo? Kasi their very fucking existence is living proof na may mga tricks sa mundo. Let's admit it. Okay, fine, sige. I take it back, I take it back. Let's admit it. May mga tanga talaga sa mundo and wala tayong magagawa. Wala tayong magagawa dun. Let's admit it na, aminin na natin. Sige, fine. May mga tanga talaga sa mundo. Pero, if you feel like you wanna be a bit more well-versed sa isang topic, if you wanna be more comprehensive, I suggest you do what I did noong senior high ay hindi, nung high school, nung hinabol ko yung honors. Kasi I always nung elementary kasi, I've always been the type na, tinatamad ako. Alam kong kaya ko pero, I just don't feel like it. Pero nung nag-high school ako, I was into someone that time and sinabi ko sa sarili ko na gusto ko magpakitang gilas. Kung sila nagiging honor student, gusto ko ako rin. And then, ayun, dun nag-start yung honors journey ko. I tried hard nung high school. Nung grade 9, I tried really, really hard. Pero sadly, I was really close, pero I couldn't get there. I was like point 0.1 to point 0.3 away from being sa honors list and I failed. Pero I kept trying nung high school. Tapos nung senior high, dire-diretso na. Pero ngayong college, I do not know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. Pero nung high school, ayun. What I did there, kung paano ko na-reach yung goal ko na maging part ng honors was, number one, maging curious ka sa topic. Alam kong nakakatamad, as in, naiintindihan ko yun, nakakatamad talagang alamin. Ano pa yung point nito, ganun, ganun. Pero, abandon that negative mindset and adopt a mindset na more curious. What do I mean by curious ba? What I mean by that is look at every topic as a possible pool of knowledge na pwede mong paghugutan in the future. You can use that knowledge for comebacks. You can use that knowledge sa group activities. You can use that knowledge when you encounter that problem. You can use that knowledge in conversation. Like, think to yourself na magiging beneficial tong knowledge na to kung aaralin ko. At saka, like, kahit plastikin mo lang, like, fake it till you make it na muna. Like, plastikin mo yung pagiging curious mo. Yung parang, oh, ano to? Oh, quadratic formula. Tangina na yun. Pero sige, iintindihin ko kung paano ko 'to ia-apply. Kasi, saan kaya 'to ginagamit? And then you learn about it and then you're like, "Wow, ganun pala." And then you understand it, then you apply it, and then boom, you now know this topic. And boom, your brain na-exercise siya kung paano mag-critical thinking and paano mag-absorb ng knowledge. Boom! It helped you be just a teensy weensy weensy tiny bit more smarter. And that's great. It's all about the small steps to create consistency. Consistency creates a habit. Habits form structures, and structures form your life. I sound like a motivational speaker. I'm not. Pero ayun, be more naturally curious. Next, how to be smart. Next on this imaginary list of mine of how to be just a tiny bit more smarter or just a improve your thinking skills by just a tiny bit. Next to list after curiosity is ask. Follow up to ng curiosity. Ask questions. Maging philosopher ka. Consistently ask, why? Why do we need to learn the quadratic formula? Oh, it's for engineering and it's used in this, this, and this. But why do we do this, this, and this? Oh, it's so we can improve life para para ma-revolutionize natin yung mga para we can innovate. Why do we need to innovate? We innovate kasi para ma-lessen yung para ma-improve yung quality of life. Why improve quality of life? You get the idea. Keep asking why para that way, not only does it make you more and more curious dun sa topic na yon, it also makes you well diverse within that topic, making you a bit more knowledgeable about it. And if it ever comes up in the future, you can relate that topic to those questions that you asked. And it just asking questions just makes discussions feel like less like discussions and more like conversations. Because when people say discussions, it's not really a discussion since it's only one person talking. Wait, no, discussions do include questions. So yeah, pero sometimes kasi discussions, when the teacher doesn't really ask questions, it just becomes a monologue of this professor giving his speech about a certain topic. It should be a discussion, pero even better, it should be a conversation. Para that way, the transfer of information and ideas between student and teacher becomes more consistent and it becomes a one-to-one ratio. Because when you say discussion, it's mainly the teacher doing teaching and then the student asking a few questions but mainly listening. Kasi nga discuss. But for me, it's better to have conversations and keep asking why. Para that way, you become kasi when it comes to memory, mas naaalala mo yung conversations, mas naaalala mo yung conversations kaysa sa discussions. Kasi you were more engaged. Like the conversations that you have are way more memorable than the discussions that you listen to. Kagaya ng podcast na to. If you don't comment on this podcast, it's just gonna be another podcast that you listen to. But you can comment down. You can comment down there sa baba and then we can have a conversation. And then you'll probably remember the conversation, but you will most likely forget the podcast episode. You see what I'm trying to say? If we keep listening and we don't actually give feedback, and if we don't talk, start conversations, ask questions, if we don't do any of that, we forget it. Kagaya nitong podcast ito, be honest. When was the last podcast episode that you listened to? Kahit hindi sa akin, like what was the last podcast episode that you listened to na naaalala mo pa rin hanggang ngayon? The last podcast I listened to was Anything Goes by Emma Chamberlain. She was talking about her pixie cut. Ayun, I remember that. Kasi I left a comment. And since I left a comment, it nagkaroon na interaction, it made it more memorable. So you should too. Ask your teachers questions, start conversations, be curious, and it really helps the mind. And also, of course, it goes without saying na dapat yung absorb mo ng knowledge, balance, like take breaks. Hindi pwedeng palaging aral lang ng aral. Kailangan may buhay ka sa labas ng school. Kailangan may buhay ka sa labas ng bahay. Kailangan may buhay ka outside of everything. Never confine yourself to just one life. Dapat balance lang. And yun lang masasabi ko regarding sa topic na katalinuhan. That's all I can say. Knowledge, what's the difference between knowledgeable and being smart? That's all I can say. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you did, give the show a rating. So far, 12 pa lang nakakapag-rate. So, guys, konting tulong naman. And, ayun, I do appreciate you guys listening to my show. Like, on average, 25 to about 30 to 40 people listen to my pod episodes a day. And I really, really appreciate you guys for listening to me yap about the shit in my life and my opinions. I really do appreciate you. Click the follow button to follow the show, and that way you're updated. And if you want to be even more updated, click the bell icon para you know whenever I upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturdays. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.